Okay, so what we did in the last class basically was we worked with Power Query. So what Power Query does, or what Power Query is a Power BI one of the tools that come installed with it. Um, it's more of like an inbuilt and in application. One of the things that gets installed. Of course, you might not notice until start using the application. So, what Power Query does, it helps us to easily work on our data. We are able to perform some operations, some cleaning operations. Basically, use it for transformations. I'll call it transformations. You can use the word cleaning, right? But you are transforming your data from a particular state to another state. So let's say from a raw state a to a finished state. Let's put it like a state that is that your Power BI can actually use, right? So that's basically uh what Power Query is. And so we used Power Query in the last class to we demonstrated quite a number of things um, from um, from splitting of columns to formatting a particular column, changing some data types to creating additional columns based on that's a conditional column. Um, we did a number of things, right? And I think that was where we stopped. We were working on a particular professional survey that contains the list of our it was a survey for data, people that are interested in data. So from their, if you're interested in their former jobs, things like that. So I'm just going to share my screen now. I think I have access. I think everything is working now. Let me just share. Uh, okay. Cool. Yeah. So can everyone see my screen? Please confirm that you can see my screen. Oh, cool. Nice. So where's okay? Here is it. So here is my Windows. So I think class one. Yeah, did I save it? Oh, please tell me I did save it. Let's open class one. The last was not class one. I'm scared that this is not what we did. Let's wait for it to come up. So today we are actually supposed to do a bit like finish up from where we stopped, then go into data modeling. So data modeling is there's an update. It's perfect. Though I can update it easily, it cost me nothing. This is not where we stopped. Let me see if I can recent. Oh, oh no, it's not coming up. I probably did save it. I think I was skeptical about saving it. Oh, but that's not a problem, anyways. So just to just go a bit on what we did, but in particular. So we actually, I'm sure we, okay, well, it's not a strange thing, right? So I'm not going to go to the beginning. So basically, we imported our data. Actually, we're supposed to, since we are not working with this again, yeah, I'll probably just close this. Oh, no. I could open a new one. New, yes, this is better. So I want to open a new interface entirely. I don't want to use this one. So I think you can close it temporarily without affecting the one that is coming up. Okay, yeah. So this is a new one. So get started. Okay, from here we could just go straight, get data. Okay, I think I saw the option for auto recovery now. Auto recovery, view recovered files. Oh yeah, I think this is it. So I think the most recent one, this is 9/11, this is 9/10, so this should be the most recent one. And open. So Eunice, this is something you were talking about that happened with is it this? I'm saying COVID-19. So this is more of like your reset. Is it reset? No, it's not reset. Um, recoveries. So when you quit something and you can come back to see it. So yes, so I forgot to mention it. So what we did initially, what we started with last week was getting data from the web. So with from Power BI, you can actually get your data anywhere, right? So we went to Wikipedia and went onto the web, we searched for COVID-19, and we used this option to get data in. So there's this web option. So all you have to do here is just put a link to the websites, and what Power BI will do is try to get uh we'll try to scrape the data. You need internet access for this actually. Normally you don't need internet access, but because you're going to the web, you're going online, you need to connect your data sorry, your laptop or PC, whatever you're using, to the internet, so that you're going to, this is going to be successful, right? So that's what we did. We put in a URL, then we're able to see a list of table, and we picked the one that had this table, and that was it. So the table came in, and yeah. So let me see. Actually, there's another one. Let me try this one. Oh shoot. Okay, this one is opening another one. So so I mentioned what Power Query is, and to get into Power Query easily, after loading your data, sorry, after importing, you could either use the option to load it straight, or you edit before loading. Oh sorry, I think it's transform. So you actually transform before loading. And let me see, is this it? Yes, this is it. Awesome, nice. Power BI. I think I'm liking these features. I'm enjoying it now. I used to hate it a lot, the recovery options. So here is, so I mentioned that in the first class there are three options. We have the reports view, we have the table view, and we have the data model view, right? So the data model view is more useful when we have multiple tables. We're going to see into that real quick. So just want to brush into what we did with Power Query. So basically this is a table view, right? And um we need to transform data. I think this already, we already did some transformation already. For instance, if you look at, there's not anonymous. For instance, I think we worked on this. For instance, the favorite programming language, right? Yeah, so I think if you check it, you're going to see okay, it wasn't like this. Was it like this? Um so basically I don't think okay, we didn't finish working on this. We had to skip, yes, because it was getting a bit tricky. But let me see, there was when we worked on some other ones. Okay, they should be at the very end. Oh yes, so I think we worked on motivation. Did we? Better salary. So you can check this, you can see the, yes, I'm sure we worked on this. So it wasn't like this before. We have some other things where you see others and the rest. Let me check ethnicity. I think we worked on ethnicity too. Okay, yeah, the way you see this, where you have other, please specify. So what we did simply was to remove, these are all a lot of groups, you don't need everything actually. So something easy that we did was, I'm just going to show us again. um so you could create a new column based on what is here. So what you want to do is you want to remove everywhere you see order, you just want to replace it with orders. That's all. You don't care. So all you need to do is you need to transform. And to get there, you can come here, home, and then from home, you will say transform data. Right? This is one way. The other way is to right click, and you right click on probably somewhere and you say edit query. They take you to the same place. Of course, we all know by now that there are multiple ways to do the same thing. Yeah, there's not just one way to do one thing, and that's what, especially Microsoft Excel. Yeah, I think it's actually not. I think it's every tool, right? So so we're just going to use this edit query. Now you can see up here you're saying Power Query Editor. This is now a Power Query Editor. Yes, it has taken us into another software. So these are all the things we applied in the last class. Apologies for those that were not around. I may not be able to go back. So I just advise we watch the videos. It makes us go faster that way. So yes, I wanted to show us something similar just to jog our memory. So on ethnicity. So what we are trying to do here, we need to create a column based on a condition. For that, we need to create a column. So it's called a conditional column. To do that, I think add column. Yeah. So you're going to see it conditional column. So here is duplicate means duplicate. This means put an index to the column, right? So we are going to create a conditional column. So you just have to just click on this, and okay. Before we do that, now there's something that is showing here. So you're saying this preview may be up to 5 days old. So that means that the last time I came here was last week, right? And I think it's more than 5 days, right? Now Power Query saved this view and did not change anything. So the last time I accessed this, it was 5 days ago. So let's say 5 days ago. A lot of things could have changed, right? Now, so this is the old view. So what it's telling me here is that I need to refresh to see a new updated data. So if I was getting from a source, for instance, if I'm connected to a database somewhere, um, and I've not previewed this, I might need to refresh to bring in new data to see the updated view basically. So I'm just going to click refresh. Of course, we don't have an updated view, but I'm just going to click refresh, then we can continue with what we wanted to do. So add column and a conditional column. Come on, yes. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to assign a new column name to the column. So the new column name here is going to be let's say ethnic group. Then the column name, don't worry, I'm going to select it. So it's a drop down, so it's giving the column name. So I'm looking for ethnicity. So I don't like this thing showing here. It's affecting my view. Okay, I can see it here, ethnicity. Then, so what we want to choose is we want to replace everywhere we see the word others, right? So we're just going to say equals if it contain the word others. Sorry, I think it's OTHER. Then replace it with what others. And if it doesn't contain, that's what this place means. Else, do you want to put a text? No, we want to put the actual what is in that particular column. So we're just going to pick the column back, and that's going to be ethnicity. So here is it, ethnicity. Come on. Okay, good. So I've picked ethnicity, then I'll just put it okay. Now this is probably network. I hope we'll be able to finish this class. Come on. Sorry, are you guys are you still with me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I hope it's not that I'm lagging anyways. So my screen is freezing actually. Okay, yeah, so here we go. So here's the last group here. You can see the ethnic group I created. You can see white or Caucasian, Asian or Asian American, Black or African American. So you can see all the groups. Now, if you check this, network is not going to make me enjoy this. Okay, so I'm trying to check this. Oh, okay. I think it's about to be. I really want us to do a class today. Okay, yeah, good. So here is it. Uh, so we have select all. We have American. You can see now the groups. It has now been grouped. Like it's not as plenty as it was. We have replaced the ones that have orders and extra things with just orders. Right? Good. And we found out another thing we've done is we have changed the name of the column because I mentioned that using Q1, Q2, Q3, it's not really going to make any sense like that. So we'll need to replace that and change change the name. So basically, so you do that after your transform, after you're done doing everything you want to do, you go back to home. Um, okay. So you go to home, and so what we want to do is close and apply. So when you come back to home, then you close and apply it, and it's going to apply this straight up. It will load it back into your database. Sorry, but what happened? Uh, okay. And there are also other options. You can decide to close it and not apply. You can decide to apply and not load it. So there are several options you can. Okay, yes, that's done. So here is now okay, this is Q13 ethnicity. What we did was actually ethnic group. I'll just click this last, keep clicking on it so it comes forth. Oh yeah, so here is it. Now what we would have done is I could have dropped this right from Power Query. We could still do some things here, right? Do some, you don't necessarily have to go to Power Query all the time. Let me put it that way. You might find it easier to go there, but you don't have to go there all the time. You can do a little bit of transformation here, but not serious ones. For instance, I think if you click on the column tools, you can perform some operations on the columns. I think you should be able to create new columns, yes, from here. And I think is it able to delete. Yes, you can create new columns from here, but I'm not too sure about deleting a column actually. So if you want to, I think yes, I think you can delete from here. And mind you, like I said, whatever you do here, it's not going to affect your original data. So I guess I was wrong. So so that's basically what we did, right? Then we talked about some features in the Power Query that can be very useful. For instance, identifying unique objects and distinct objects. Unique, we mentioned that, I think it was last week. Okay, connection timeout. So we mentioned that unique objects are objects that can only be identified once in a group of objects. They are unique. They are having only one occurrence. So why distinct object is there are multiple objects, but they are in group. Yeah, for instance, you can group them. So in a class where we have females, we have a lot of females, we have a lot of males of different background, different personalities. If you have to check the distincts from them, you're going to see just male and female. If you're talking about gender, if there's a dog, it's going to be male, female. Sorry, if there's a dog, now it depends. If it's a male dog, it's going to be classified under male and female. But if it was grouped as maybe human or dog, sorry, human or animals, or um yeah, if it was human or animals, then it would be human and animal. So that way, that's like a distinct. You're calling it a distinct from it, right? Or in a situation, okay, a good example is where we have, let's say there are two units in this class. Then there's me, then there's Pearl, there's Abdurrashid. If you are going to call it distinct of the name, there's going to be just one occurrence of units covering up for the two units in this class. So that's what distinct basically does. Why unique is basically something that is unique. For instance, my full name is unique. Emmanuel Bonarawa is unique in this class. Yes, I must put the context to it in this class. So wait a minute. Okay, I was trying to show us around this. So I think our time is fast spent. So I'm just going to save this properly now. So I'm not going to have story that touches the heart. Let's say Power Query QURY and save it in a Power BI PBIX. That's a Power BI format. Now what I want to do is actually walk us through data modeling. So Power Query, there's a lot more you can do with Power Query, but we'll probably go there. We'll probably see into it when we want to do maybe like I'm going to give us a question. So one of the things I wanted to mention is the importance of um, asking questions, right? Problem statements. It's a very, very, when you're working with SQL, you might not take it serious, right? Um, Sorry, just 1 second. Getting data from the web. So when you're working with SQL, you might not take it serious. Um, when you're working with Excel, of course, you might need to take it serious, but not that serious. But when you're working with Power BI, believe me, you have to take problem statements very, very important. It is very, very crucial because everything you are going to be doing from the first step to the last step will be driven by the problem statements, by the questions that you're going to be asking, or the product manager is going to be asking basically. So you have to take it very, very serious because that's what's going to drive your insights. It's from those questions you are going to create visualizations. It's from those questions you are going to take steps into working with your data basically. So we have to take that part very, very serious. Um, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk us through data modeling, right? The last part. Yes, so we're going to try and import a file. I can't remember the format. I think it's in CSV. That's our Instagram data. Let's do something with that. I think we have more tables in it. We have a lot. So I don't know if I can select everything. Can I? No, I cannot. I can't select everything. I have to open it one by one. So I'm going to open the comment first. Establish a connection. So you can see it. This is CSV basically, right? And the data has been truncated. Load transform. So I'm just going to load it first. I'm going to load all the data. So I'm getting more than one data. So the comment is loaded. Okay, 1000. I'm sure we remember this data. So CSV follows load okay, another 1000. So now these are separate files. Of course, in your Excel workbook, you can decide to have all the separate tables inside a single workbook. you can do that. If you do that, Power BI is also going to detect that you have separate tables inside, and it will bring it out in a way that you can select and deselect them. Let me put it that way. So that's three. I think about seven. Photo tags. Load. Yes. So we have done this. I'm sure we are familiar with these aspects. We actually worked with this in SQL, where we had to um, identify common columns in the different tables. So I have photos, tags, and I think after this I'll have one more. So load, and because this is stressful for me. I hope there was a simpler way to do this. If there is, you can suggest it. So I've loaded everything now. Think we got something. Yeah, it's completed now. So you can see here, we already can even see the data from here. But if you come to table 2, you're going to see the same thing. You can see the comments. There's date, time, there's photo ID, these are numbers, these are texts. Then there's follows, that's follow ID. I'm sure we all remember what this is like. Photo tags, photo tags, and users. Good. So we are not even more concerned. We are more concerned with the last one, which is data modeling. So in data modeling, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to connect all the tables together. So now another one thing that Power BI does for you is it tries to merge connect the tables together automatically. How does this happen? Well, Power BI sees identify the tables, right? What it tries to do is it look at this table and look at the other table. Are there similar things there? What are the similar things? For instance, if you're having the same name, right? Power BI is going to assume that they are together and it will try to connect them together. So I think I'm trying to rearrange it in a way that looks, whereas I can bring everything. So I'm just going to zoom out for a bit so I can have the rest. So I'm just going to drag it and bring it down here, then drag this one to somewhere here. Exactly, so I can have everything on the table. Because I know you might not be able to see it, I'm going to reduce it. Just give me a second. So I'm bringing everything together because I want it visible actually, that's all, on a single page. So I think this should do it. At least you have an idea of what is in all the tables. Let me bring this one up here. So now what you can see that there are arrows in this thing. So I'm going to delete these arrows. So I'm just going to right click on it, delete. Okay, I've deleted that one. So let me use another one to show an example. So you can see now these two tables are connected. Now what Power BI has done is that it sees that, oh, there's Heidi here, there's Heidi here, and feels like, oh, they are connected together. Now sometimes it's correct, sometimes it's not correct. But in this case, this is not correct actually. ID and ID, ID and ID, they are not the same thing. The ID here is the ID for, I think, the comments itself. The ID here is for the users. So the user ID is supposed to be connected to user ID here. So you can see this is actually wrong automatically. So that's what Power BI does. Sometimes it's correct, sometimes it's not correct. I intentionally use this particular data because if Power BI tries to do it automatically, it's not going to be correct. There's another one we used that was correct. I'll try to bring it back. So so let me delete this and delete. Yes, good. Now we all remember what these tables look like. So we have comments, we have follows. So we are going to, let's say we want to start from users, right? So this is user created at ID username. If you look at comments, which particular column corresponds to this ID here? This is most definitely user ID for users, right? So can anybody mention, or can you, oh wait, okay, I guess you might not be able to see it very well. I'll just make it bigger temporarily and I'll take it back. So can anybody just, suggest what column do you think can connect to the users column? Anybody? Are you seeing any connection? And this is not new to us, so I need our swift responses. Eunice Abdurrashid. I'm not getting any response. Doesn't mean that we don't know. Mm, that's that's something to note. So, but anyways, this ID is belongs to the user, so it means that this is user ID. So if you are going to connect, you're going to connect it to anywhere you have user ID. So to connect this, we are going to have to connect it to user ID, and to do that, all you have to do is just drag this and place it on ID, and the connection automatically creates. Now you can see it's one. You can see the ID is connected now. Now, if you look at this sign, you have star here, you have one here, and you have uh, like a direction here. So I'm going to double click on this, and it brings a view. Now I'm going to explain what star means properly. I think we've done it, but we want to do it better now. So you can see all the options. There's many to many. So anywhere you have star, it means many. So many to one, that's star column one. Many one to one, that's one to one. One to many is one to star. Many to many is star to star. So if you're seeing a star to one here, it means that this is many to one. What that means is in this ID here, there's only one repetition. So it's going to take one ID here and map it to many. So it means that in this, okay, so let's go and look at it. Let's look at the comments table and the user table. So in the comments, in the users table, there's only one single appearance. So that means every username here is unique. But in the comments table, we have user ID. Now I think I can sort this by ascending order. So good, you can see 2. That means there's many occurrence of 2 of user 2 in the comments table. So if you go back here, it means that this is many to 1. This is 1 to many. So you can even say this is 1 to many according to the direction. You can see the direction. So 1 to many. So if you hold on into your set, so that way we have connected it together. So now let's try and connect the rest, right? Now so you can see user ID here. You can connect user ID to this. So you have to do is take this and drop it here. Good. So we've connected that together. You could also connect, you can see the way we are just connecting, it's easy peasy. You could also connect follower ID. Now follower ID and followee ID here, they are both users. So that's like 2. So you're going to have like 2 connections. So you're just going to drop ID here on the follower ID, right? And you are going to drop another ID on the followee ID. So you're going to see 2 occurrence of it. So you can see 1, can see 2, right? Good. So we've done this. Now tags, we have tags ID, we have tag name. So tag ID can connect to tag ID here, right? So take that and connect it here. So you can see it now, it has been connected one to many, right? Then also there's photo ID here. There's also photo ID here. We can connect this photo ID to this. So now it's saying let me see, I think I picked the wrong thing. Let me check it again. uh Photo ID here on the likes is, it's, hold on, let me check. This is user ID, so the photo ID is supposed to connect to photo ID. Maybe I didn't do it properly. Okay, so what's the issue? Saying this relationship has cardinality many to many. This should only be used if it is expected that neither column photo ID contains unique value. Okay, so let's understand what is going on. So there's supposed to be, wait, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so I'm missing one more table. Yes, this is this. So this is the one that's supposed to contain the photo ID. So I'm supposed to be able to use this to identify this. So if I try to do this now, yes, it works properly now. Then this photo ID here, because the connection here is for tags, and I can now connect this to the photo ID here. Good, so that works too. So I think with this we have successfully connected all the tables together. Let me zoom out. So we can now rearrange this. So I think users should be at the center. So let me put this here. Let me bring this here. Put this here. Right. So this has two. This has one. Let me bring photos here. So photos also looks very important. Right. Although there's no connection between. Oh, there's a connection between photo and users too. So I can also do that easily and just drag it here. Sorry, I didn't drag it. Put it on ID. Then the connection is created automatically. Then this one comes down here. So now this way, I've successfully connected all the tables together. Everything. So if you are to review it now, so from here you can see we have tags ID. Tags ID connects to tags ID here. There's a connection here, that's photo ID with photo ID here, with the ID here. So it means that this is the general database of the photos. So everywhere you have photo ID, this table uniquely identifies them. So here we have photo ID, even here we have photo ID. So you are supposed to connect it to this. Sorry, why is it not picking up? Come on. Okay, good. So now the photo ID here. So everywhere you have photo, this identify photo ID. So here we have photo ID, here we have photo ID, here we have photo ID. So this table identifies these three IDs. What's the connection here? Oh yes, user ID. So this table uniquely identifies all the users. So follow ID, follow EID and follow ID comes into place. Where again do we have user ID here? Yes, that's correct. So this identifies this. We also have user ID here. So this also identifies this. Where else do we have? We also have user ID here. You can see this identifies it. Now, this particular table, you can identify all the tags. So here we have tag ID connects to this place. Whereas we have tags ID, I think it's just there. So I think we have everything connected together now. Follow ID, yes. Photo ID is connected already. So photo user ID is connected. Photo tag ID is connected already. And this is also connected already. Yep, and this last one, photo ID, is connected already. Good. So we have everything connected properly now. Right. Now we can now go ahead to see the what actually happens when we connect it together. So let's go back to uh, our view. Now you can see all the tables here, right? So let's try to create something simple. So let me create a pivot table. So pivot table is very easy to create in Power BI. All you have to do is select table. So I have my table here. So let me pick. So what do I want to do? So let's say I want to create should I pick comments following? Okay, let me pick users. So in user we have user ID. No, sorry, we have ID, right? And let me pick photo. I think there's user ID here. Good. So I'm going to select let me select the image URL. This is so tiny. Let me see if I can increase the text. So to increase the text, all I have to do is come to format visuals. I can just search for text faster. Or let me put size. Of course, I'm looking for text size, but I think this does it faster. Okay, yes, it's getting bigger. Cool. So you can see it's bigger, very much bigger. Then now I've picked image URL. Now remember, if you go back to, so I want to do photos and users, and if you check here, this is photo, this is users here. What connects them together is the ID here and the user ID here. Now I'm going to select username instead. So selecting username here, and let me expand this. So you can see that the user ID comes in automatically. Now this wouldn't have been possible if they were not connected. But because I had connected everything in the data model, it means that I can select if everything are now connected together. So me picking image URL here, of course, this user ID here belongs to this user ID here and is connected to this username automatically. Power BI does it. Like you don't have to write SQL for it. You don't have to write queries for it. So if I pick this user ID now and I pick this ID, you find out they are the same thing. Okay, what's happening here? I think it's doing is some, hold on, I think I'm below the view. I have to scroll up because I believe I'm not at the top. Let me close this. Okay. Yes, I want to view the file later. Doesn't stop me. Okay, this is the header. The header is also tiny, so I have to increase the header size. So let me just command visual. So I think size should do. Size should take me there. Okay, global fonts. I think I can just increase it from here. Good. So here's the table now. I think it's giving me some, right? It's already doing a pivot automatically actually, but I don't want a sum of user ID on this place. What I want is actually ID. So what it did was give me a sum. So I'm going to come here, and I don't want sum. Just don't summarize. Is it answering me by? Let me take it out. Okay, let me bring it back now. Still giving me some. I actually don't want some. I just want to identify it easily. I think it's don't summarize. Still summarizing it. So let me just take it out back. So, but basically, what I wanted to show was that the ID, this ID, and this ID, and this particular user ID are actually the same thing. So because of what made it possible was because I've connected the data model together. That was why I could see them. So we could, I don't want us to go into visualization now, but we could do something with this. Okay, there's really nothing much to do here. So let me just let's go back to, so I want to actually do something else. So let's say I've connected these two together, right? So let me create another table. So I'll click outside of here, so it will not select. Then no. Okay, think I'll just click table and it should change. Good. So what I want to pick now is let's say I want to pick I think I have, okay, I can pick photo tags because these are image URL, right? So I can change this to photo tags, tag ID. No, I want tags itself. So that's in tags and the tag name. Good. So I have to format this. I think I can copy the format of this. And let me see. Okay, format painter. Okay, I think this is just to copy them. Just go through it. I was looking for a shorter way. So size. So I'm going to use global font. Global font should change everything. So now it's bigger. So now what's going to happen now is if I click on this, it directly affects everything that is here. Let me see. Beach is actually not changing. Drink, foodie. Okay, it's not changing. Image URL is somehow attached to tag name. Let me see. Let me click on this. Image URL. Okay, it's not. I actually want to apply a flitter. Let me see. Okay, let me use username instead. So right here, I'm going to change this to username. So rather than tag name, I'll just select this back. And it's selected, then I'm going to take it out and pick username instead. So username. Okay, good. I think if I select this, good. Yeah, this works now. So so what I'm currently doing is I have image URL and usernames here. I have another table of usernames here. For every click I do here, it's going to filter this table based on the click. Remember, Power BI is very interactive. So if I want to see all the pictures of Adele 96, I just have to click Adele 96 and it filters everything for me, right? So now, if I now undo this, we want to do just click go back on it. Now, if I click on Anya Arcades, okay, now you can see that everything is changing. Actually, I didn't want this to change. And let me go back to the model. I think this is a bit small. So what I actually wanted to show was this cardinality. So these arrows mean something. It's called cross filter direction. So currently is in single. That means this can only filter this. Photo tags cannot filter this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a table for photo tags, and I'll create another table for tags to demonstrate what I want to show you. So let's create a new table. Let me remove this. Okay, good. So I think I want to select, I want to move this to the side. So I'm going to create photo tags and tags. So let me see table. So what do I want to create inside? Photo tags. Photo tags. So I put this two inside. Basically, just going to be tags ID. Then I'm going to create. Okay, I can attach something else to it to make it make sense. So because photo ID is inside, I can put the actual photos inside. That's the image URL. Yeah, I'm going to zoom it in, don't worry. Then I'll create another table. I think I can move this to another field. Control C, cuts. Let's go to a new page. Control V, pastes. Then bring it up here. Good. Then I have to create tags now. So table for tags. So put tags inside. That's tag ID and tag name. And yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both things and apply a global increase the size together. So I think this should be more visible. Good. Now let's apply our filter. So if I click on sunsets particularly changes this. Actually, it's let me see. Yes, you can see that it's changing, right? Now if I click on this, it's not affecting this. If I click on this, it's not affecting this because it's a one direction thing. So it means that I can only filter from tag name to this. So from the only from this tag to photo tags. If you come here, you see that we have tags to photo tags. That's because of this arrow. Now to change this, all you have to do is double click on it to take you to the upper. Then you change the cross filter direction to both. And okay, now you can see that the filter has now changed to two arrows up and down. Now let's go back to the report view, page 2. Now you can even see that it has changed. So if I unselect this now and select it again, you're going to see just concerts. If I pick something else, you can see it's now landscape. If I pick this, you can see that it is changing. That's because of this cross filter that was changed. So normally what you have is just single, that is one direction from this point to this point. It cannot go the other way, but I want it to go the other way, so I have to change it to both. So I'm just going to do that and I'll apply it to the rest. So I think we have a lot, so just do that real quick. uh, Both. So this should like be in place because sometime in a situation like this where all our features are merged from one point to the other, this way your okay, let me see, the relationship lets you create. It's just this one is not allowing me. Okay, I'm coming. Let me change this both. Okay. uh, okay, this one should probably remain like this, but let's change it. This one too. The reason why I said this follow ID should probably remain like this because ID is only going to come into follow ID. Follow ID is going to, but then you can click on follow ID and decide to change something, and it should affect this and affect the others. So that's just the essence of using cross, changing the cross filter to both directions. Um, okay, I have this one. Give me issue here. I want to figure out what that is. Um, both. Okay, I think it was this. You can't create a direct active relationship between likes and users because that would introduce ambiguity between table likes and users. To make this relationship active, deactivate or delete one of the relationship between likes and users first. So likes and users. What's going on? I have user ID and I have just one connection. Uh, Hold on. I clicked on this and I also clicked on this. Oh, that's a repetition. That's a repetition. So I'm going to delete this. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to just right click. I don't know. Maybe something happened along the line. Yes. Okay, this is between comments and photos, so let me change it to both. Okay, now users and user ID now, right? Okay, let me do this. Users and user ID now, and click on this. And okay, so for some reason I don't know why it was actually doing that way, but you can see now all is done now. So let's go back to our table now. So now you now know that when you apply, when you click on one, it affects the other. What is going to affect the other is when you are using when you change your cross filter relationship to both. Remember that if it is a single, it's not going to connect to each other. It's not going to, you're not going to be able to do bi-directional filtering. So it's just going to be a single direction filtering. That's actually the caveat to it actually. So now you can expand and decide to create now whatever thing you do. Okay, I think I can. Okay, I have photo ID, tag ID, and image URL. Let me see. Okay, image URL is suppose photo ID, so I can remove photo ID from this table. Let me see. Is it well clicked now? Format visuals. So I can remove photo ID. Of course, they are all connected now. So if I click on this, it changes. Now, one thing you can easily do is you can easily transform all of this to different, from one visualization to the other. For instance, now I could pick this. Although we're not supposed to go into this, but I could just show you that now. So of course you can see it's in table originally. I can choose the stack bar charts. That's going to be messed up. Actually, let me see. This would not do. Area would not do. Area is not the best. Let me see. This is supposed to be accounts. I think it's not the best to demonstrate that actually, because we don't have, we can't, tag ID is actually just tag ID, not uh it's not a measure, it's not a unit, right? It's a unique thing that is used to identify another column. But to just capital, what we have basically done now is we have connected all of these tables together. So if you need to pick something in, for instance, you need to pick any of these tables now, you can easily pick them and use them in your presentation. So let's try and disconnect something. Let's see what happens. For instance, photo tags and tags, right? Let's delete the let's delete this. Yes. Now something has gone wrong already. Okay, not really. So I disconnected tags from let me see, tags from photo tags. So let me do something. Let me do a connection between photo tags and tags. Of course, it's a connection, right? So let's do something. So this is from the tags, right? And this is from, is it photo tags? Let's see, where is this from? Okay, yes, tag. Hold on. This is tag name and tag ID. Sorry, I'm selecting this table. Yes, so you have tag ID here and image URL. So let's see. So I'm clicking on sunset. You can see it's not affecting this table. If I click on this, it's not affecting this table at all. Now to make matters worse, this tag ID is the same thing as tag ID here. I cannot include this tag name into this place. So if I decide to click on this table and decide to select tag name, you can see it's saying can't display the visuals, see details. So it means that I can't connect because they're not even connected together in the data model. So I can't connect the tables together. I can't work with them together. They have to be separate. So until I connect it together, even if they are separate, it doesn't help me. Right? So let me take it out. So even if they are separate, it doesn't help me because the point of all of this is to make sure that all of them are connected and you can use them individually for your visualization. You can handle them. You don't need to bother about having to write joins or union queries or subqueries to bring the two data together. So I'm going to go back now and just re-add it. So tags ID. So just drop it here. Sorry. Okay, what's going on? Okay, wasn't selected. Okay, good now. So it's one direction. The next thing to do is change it to what? Double click on it. Change the cross filter direction to both. Of course, you can see the relationship. Now you can see the tables that are selected. You can try to change it, but yeah, no, we don't really need it. So okay, and you can change whatever you have, right? But then Power BI help you to detect it automatically. So what has happened is that Power BI has detected that this is a unique. I have many to many here. Let me see. One to many, one to many, one to many, one to many. This is user. So user is going to be one to many, one to many. But let me see. Okay, I think I can do an instance of many to many. So here we have photo ID, right? And I think it's connected to this. This is another photo ID. I can connect this photo ID to this photo ID. This is a categorical, photo ID is only appearing once. That's unique. But here, this photo ID is appearing multiple times. This photo ID is also appearing multiple times. So I can create a link between this and this. How do I have to do is just drag and drop this. Now it's saying this relationship has cardinality many to many, right? That's true. Should it only be used if it's declared that neither column photo ID and photo ID contains unique values? Yes, they don't. And okay, so you can now see that we have a many to many relationship between this and this. So I can do something with likes and photo tags. So of course, this is since everything is connected together, there's really no need to do this. But let's see what we can do between likes and photo tags. And of course, it's bi-directional. The cross filter is together. So let's see photo. What do I call it again? Likes and photo tags. So likes. So just going to put a table here. Likes. So what do I want from likes? Photo ID. And let's say user ID. And let me create another table. So this table is going to be let me see, likes and tags, I think. So this one is going to contain, oh, is it tags, likes and forgotten again, likes and photo tags. So here I'm going to have photo ID, and I can try to put tag ID into it too. That's no problem. Then I'll hold shifts and zoom into both of them. So size, global fonts, increase it. Yeah, I didn't ask for total. You can see it's acting like a pivot table actually from Excel. So now let's do it. Okay, I think I clicked on this already. That's what happened. So you can see it's even working already. So I clicked on 6 and selecting photo ID 6 here. Now if I click on 1, all the 1 is selected, but it's doing a user sum here. I really don't want this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, select this table, take out this user ID, think I'm good with the photo ID. So if I select this, so I think what I have in this photo ID are unique values. I think I'm correct. So let me see. So let me try to. Okay, I think they are. Let me do that. Yeah, I think they are all unique values actually. But sure you get the idea that they are supposed to be multiple appearances. That's what I actually wanted to do. Let me see. Oopsie. But basically, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just create multiple instances and have a cross filter between the two data. That's when I click on one here, it filters to one here. If I undo this and I click on 257, it filters for all the 257 here, right? So that's basically the essence. That's how many to many works. So it means that there are multiple occurrences, but it's if you have a table where you have a connector in all of them, then that's more than enough. You really don't need to use many to many. So I already have one to many here, connecting this to this. I already have this to this to this. So that means if I have something to do with this and this connects them together. You can see it. Then same to this, one to many, one to many, one to many, one to many. Then this one, this particular one. Hold on, I'm a bit confused. This line is going. Okay, probably let me do it like this. Maybe I'll be able to visualize better. Okay, good. So this connects this to this. Okay, yes, I think this is better. So basically, that's just everything. That's I think the sum of it for of course you can do some other things. You can see all of this edit query. I think I've talked about edit query. You can use it to get into refresh data and you get to see more of this new measure and new column about that next class, right? And I think yeah, basically, so that's it. So yeah, that's the point of that's how data modeling works in Power BI. It's just as simple as connecting your data together and linking it up in a way that after you've done that, you can now begin to go forth into your visualization. So the step is actually when you load your data in, you see if you need to transform. If there's any need to transform, you do that. After you're done, you go to data modeling, model your data. Then when you are done, come back to report view to begin your report. Now, based on what? Based on the questions that has been generated by a product manager. And I believe we are going to be doing that in the next class. We are going to be our own product manager. We are going to be getting answers to all these questions. Um, yeah, I think that's a summary of it. So if there are any questions, I'd like to take them now. Any questions? What should I do? Okay, let me just put the data model, modeling, save. Okay, so any questions? Um,
Yes, I have a question.
oh, okay, cool. Shoot, what's the question?
Mine is like, um, I don't know if it is possible. After you maybe join all the tables, is it possible to generate one table out of it?
Oh,
Like,
okay. Well, I can't really say. I think we tried that in SQL for one particular data set like that.
yeah.
We couldn't do everything, but you can see the opportunities here. It's possible to
Okay.
do, but there's no point actually. Oh, okay, if you're going to create a table for everything, I think you probably have to have a reason for that. I think that's what
Okay.
is most important, right? I cannot just go
Yeah.
ahead and keep generating tables. But you've actually seen the process to create a table. It's actually not difficult. All you have to do is just keep
Mm.
clicking, make sure that what you're bringing, sorry, make sure what you're bringing in is unique, right? For instance, I think if I
Yeah.
click on this, okay, it's not even coming. I don't know. Okay, have I not connected? I think I've connected everything together. So let me see what's going on. Okay, hold on. I think I have photos. I have photo tags. Let me see. This is user ID. Okay, there's something wrong. Comment is not coming in. Let me see. Comments. Okay, I have comments here. Comments is linked to users. So okay. I think a perfect way to go about that, if you're interested in doing that, you could just maybe start from user ID. Um, just put a table, then I think username rather than user ID. And I think if I try this now, it should work. Good. So I think follows. I can put follower. Is it followee? Follower ID. Okay. It's not picking it up. Can't really say why it's not. Okay, speaking followee ID up. Let me see. Created likes photo ID. That means what user did it belong to? Actually, it's been created. You can see this. Well, this is going to act more of like a pivot table. Now you should pay attention to that. So you might not be able to, might not have the liberty of actually doing. You can see right here now, his username here, and it's already doing some of followee ID. The reason why follow, I think I understand why follow ID did not come in, because follow ID is also the same thing as this user ID, and here it is trying to perform an aggregation, so that would not work. So you just have to have a goal, what you're trying to do, and the rest is I guess you have to work from there. So what you want to do, then how do you want to achieve it, then what you need, then you cannot go ahead to build the table you want.